everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to London. This week we are doing a London vlog and I'm going to take you everywhere that I'm going, though there might be some additional footage coming out in separate videos for this week as well. I have just landed at Heathrow. I'm going to go hop on the Elizabeth line and get over to my hotel and I'll meet you there. I have just come over to my hotel, which is called Yotel, and I've dropped my bags off. My room is not ready yet. I didn't really expect it to be. It's like 9 in the morning right now, I think, if that. And so I will have to come back later after the show that I'm seeing this afternoon. I'm seeing a matinee to fully check into the hotel, and I will show you around then or later at some point. Hopefully I can hold out all of my energy because I'm going on about 1 hour sleep on the plane. It was just weird timing, and so like I wasn't tired on the plane, but at this point it's about midnight my time or 1 o'clock maybe my time, and I'm seeing a matinee that goes from about 2 till almost 5. So we've got a lot more to push through today before I can go to sleep and get myself situated onto London time. So I'm thinking now, like, where do I want to go for the next 3 hours or so? I've got some time to explore, and I kind of had created a list of places that I wanted to see. They're all like about a 13-minute tube ride or like 18-minute walk, and from there it's additional stops beyond that. So I'm kind of thinking of maybe just walking over to the first one, which is just a little park, but it looked cute, so I wanted to see it. I think I read about it in a book of things to see in London. A couple of the places that I want to see today are from that book. So we're gonna go check them out and I'll show you what we see, and then we'll go see Pride this afternoon at the National Theatre. Hopefully you can hear me over this alarm that's going off near me here, but I have come through a very interesting area here that I just wanted to point out. I'm coming from Clerkenwell, and this is Smithfield Market, which is this really cool historic building here, and it is apparently like the oldest meat market and maybe largest meat market. I'm not sure, I'll put it on screen, but it looks really very interesting. And our path is literally just taking us through here on our way to Postman's Park. Oh, perfect, we have some historical placards about this structure. Pause to read it. Oh, so it was actually built in 1961 because of a fire. Okay, so it's closed at the moment as per this sign, but actually there's a ton of market stalls in here where I assume you can just go up and buy meat. Also, I love that this looks like a button. That's so cute. But yeah, they're literally counters for purchasing, I guess, at certain times. Here's a bit about the Victorian market buildings. And so it does look like this, at least the wrought iron is from this era here, which is 1868. Oh, and here's information on what it was like in medieval times, though some of these sketches are very much not medieval. And there is a lovely World War I memorial over here, which was why I was drawn to this side of the road in the first place. Just passing through the other side of the market, I saw this garden, which said it was, I think, the Smithfield Rotunda Garden. This is a bit about the garden, the new garden from 1872. Hello, Tudor building. Let's find out a bit more about it. Welcome to Bart's Square. Wow. Well, we haven't quite found the park yet. I think we're about to, but we did find St. Paul's, which is nice because that's the area that I'm used to, because that's the area that I stayed in last time I was here. Well, I found Postman's Park, but I must say it is noisy and really stinky. It smells like sewage. So I'm not sure what the appeal is here, but let's take a look around. And this is plaques to those who have heroically lost their lives trying to save another. I wonder why the tombstones are stacked up over here like this. So I follow a lot of British YouTubers, and I feel like multiple YouTubers have raved about Blank Street. So I decided, since there was one on my walk just around the corner from Postman's Park, let's go ahead and give a Blank Street a try. I asked the lady which one she recommended, and she said the Blondie, which I think is seasonal. And this is a Blondie matcha latte iced with semi-skimmed. I don't know if I meant to stir it first. Oh my God. That is so good. That's like a baked good in a cup. That's gonna be dangerous. If I see a lot more Blank Streets, I think I might have to get more of these. I have also now stopped at a Greg's to get a sausage roll, which I've never tried the Greg's sausage roll before. I just took one bite. It's okay. It's not the best. It'll do. It's inexpensive. I've still got my Blank Street coffee, and I also stopped in Tesco Express and got a banana. Balanced breakfast, and that should tide me over until probably an energy drink before the theater. I just have to stop again to show you this remarkable architecture all at this one intersection, and the interesting juxtaposition of the modern behind all of the beautiful historical. I am on my way currently to Leadenhall Market. I have stopped at the Royal Exchange on my way over to Leadenhall, and there is a Fortnum and Mason something restaurant inside that we're going to take a look at. Wow. Look how gorgeous this is. We have arrived at Leadenhall Market. Something pastry-wise smells amazing. I wonder if it is this place right here. Because something, yeah, patisserie. Ooh, I might have to go get a pastry because something smells amazing. But let's look at the architecture first. This ironwork on the outside of this one, actually it's on the outside of most of this, is fascinating and confusing, and I wonder why it's there. It's over here too. Well, I was going to get one of these because they do look really, really good, but there's also been flies landing on like a bunch of them, so I think I'm scared off. So on my way over to St. Dunstan in the east, I think it is. There's an east and the west, and they're both on my list to do, and I can't remember which one I'm on my way to right now. But on the way, I passed the building that has the Sky Garden in it. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I went online to try and get a ticket for the Sky Garden, and they were already booked this week. You had to book like 3.5 weeks out or something like that. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I won't be able to do that. But the lady said that this is a queue right now for no tickets, and then there's a much shorter queue for people with tickets. So we're gonna see if I have time to do this. If it doesn't move very fast, then I'm gonna bail and go on my way, because it is 11:20 right now. My show's at 2, but I want to get over there early because I've heard that the National Theater is actually a really nice place just to kind of sit and chill for a while as well. So I was thinking of doing that for a little bit before the show. And I also don't know how long it takes to get there from here, and I still wanted to see the St. Dunstans, both of them, if I can. So we'll see how much I actually get done. We have made it to the Sky Garden, but of course, while the garden might be something, the views are what we're here for. Gorgeous day for it. You can climb up a bunch of stairs and get views on the other side of the building as well. So there's the Gherkin and some really tall buildings. For reference, we are on the 35th floor, at least we were before I climbed those stairs. Those were some pretty cool views. That said, I didn't really factor in the line to get down as well, so I hope that I still have time to go to St. Dunstan in the east. That's where we're headed next. Fingers crossed, because this is a long line and there's only 2 elevators. Luckily, St. Dunstan's is literally right around the corner from the Sky Garden. Here we are. Let's go take a look at the ruined garden area. This is very pretty. The shell of the medieval church. At least I would assume it's medieval with this Gothic architecture. It's actually in a lot better condition than I would have assumed. Okay, to be perfectly honest, this might be over touristed. Granted, it is a Saturday, but it's hard to actually get a good picture of really anything here because there's actually a ton of people here. Not what you see in like the pictures when you look online. It's a very busy, very popular place. Lots of like photo sessions going on too. And there's a huge tour that I was trying to avoid that was of course sitting on the wall in front of all of the cool architecture. So a little busy, maybe come on an off time. We have made it to the Dorfman Theater, part of the theater, for the first show of the trip, Pride. Since I got here to the theater early, I came around to the main entrance to go to the bookshop, which is right back here, and then I just got myself a little sandwich at the cafe, so I'd have my protein. I did also have a Red Bull from like a corner shop on the way from the bus. And now I think it's time to go back around the building because I don't think I can get through from here to go to the Dorfman Theater, which is where Pride is. This complex has, I think, at least 3 theaters in it. So there's a lot going on. There's, I think, multiple cafes. There's food trucks right outside. It's really pretty cool over here, and it's a very hopping, busy place. So I had a 10-pound lottery ticket that I had to wake up at 4:55 in the morning to get, but I am so close to the stage that I will have a hard time showing it to you. This is how close I am to the stage. It's like 5 feet in front of me. That's crazy. Well, my eyes are so red and puffy right now. I cried a lot of that show. Yeah, that was so good. Like, the best way that I can describe it is almost like a UK come from away. Like, that's how good we're talking. It was so good. If you get a chance to see it, it is worth waking up at 4:55 in the morning to enter the lottery. If you're on UK time, you don't have to wake up like that. That's the problem. It's at like 1 p.m. But it was so good. You have to see the show if you can. It's sold out other than lottery and returns. So good luck getting tickets. But I think it runs through September, I want to say. So there is some time. And if you're in London, you have to see it. It's so good. I am hot and sweaty and feel absolutely gross. But I just got to the room and it is nothing like it's pictured online. So I'm feeling rather duped at the moment. The gentleman at the desk said that the picture on the Secret Escapes website, which is what I booked through, is not a picture of a regular queen room. It's a larger room, and also the room that I was first given had a brick wall, 2 feet away from the window. There's not even room for my luggage in the room. And he said there's one room left of the premium queen, but then it would be a 10-pound per day upcharge, which is 50 pounds, and that really adds up, and I probably wouldn't have selected this hotel if it had been that expensive. And I mean, I booked through a third party, not through the hotel website, but the hotel website, frankly, the rooms also look like they have, light coming through the windows and stuff. And I feel awkward because I'm standing in the hallway right now waiting for the guy to come back to show me the other room, and I can tell that there's people in the rooms around me. Yeah, I'll give you an update soon. The ironic thing, by the way, is that I had actually emailed the hotel to work with them potentially to see if they would be up for that, and they emailed back. Oh, sorry, here. Give you an update soon. Well, I'm in a new room. I definitely do feel like I have been duped because this is the room that I was seeing online. And unfortunately, I now have to pay 50 pounds more for this room, which is a room where it doesn't have the toilet inside the bedroom, like it's in a separate glassed-in compartment, but at least it's not in the bedroom itself. And there is actually space for my luggage to exist, whereas the other one literally didn't have any space. And what's more, one of the biggest things for me, honestly, is that there is light in the room because there is a window that you can see out of and has a nice view of St. Paul's Cathedral actually right there in the background. Yeah, and it's not a brick wall. So that is nice. Hopefully it won't be too bright in the morning. It does look like there's a blackout curtain, so that should be fine. I am exhausted. I just went to Waitrose and picked up some snacks. And by snacks, I mean brie and crackers and oranges. The brie is so cheap here. The cheese in general is so cheap here, but the brie, for a giant wedge of brie, £1.85. How is the cheese so cheap? I wanted a small thing of cheese, and now I have a giant wedge of cheese, and unfortunately no fridge in the room. I'm also, speaking of fridge in the room, this room was set to 22 Celsius. I don't know what that is, but it seems like it's hotter than for humans. And I have turned it down to the lowest, which is 18, which doesn't seem very low. And I really hope it kicks in shortly because I am warm. And that is not great because this is the coolest day, I think, that I have here, except maybe my last day in London. It's meant to get very, very warm this week. And I've learned that buses keep in the heat and that it's almost cooler to walk, or it is cooler to walk because there's actually been nice airflow and lots of shade in most places in London. So that was fine, except that my feet are dead. And of course, because I flew in overnight and I did not charge my watch, the last steps that I've had since the theater didn't even count because my watch died during the show. But honestly, I cannot even iterate to you guys how good that show was. Like, I want to cry thinking about it, and my eyes are still raw from watching it. Oh my God, it was so good. Like, really, the best thing that I can think of is that it's like British come from away, but more important because it's like gay history and coal miner history for that matter, but it's particularly gay history. If you are not familiar with Pride, there was a movie that this is based on, which is still also a true story. All of it was a true story. And the movie came out, God, I want to say at least a decade ago, if not more. I saw it a long time ago, and I decided not to refresh myself on the plane and watch it again because I wanted to go in new, fresh, because I hadn't seen it in so long for the show. And I'm glad that I did that. Though, ironically, what I chose to watch instead on the plane is one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Billy Elliot, which takes place in the 1984 miners' strike. And doesn't really have much to do with homosexuality, but does have to do with, you know, people, guys going outside of the norm. And he does have a gay friend. So there's that. If you've never seen Billy Elliot, definitely see it. It's, in my opinion, one of the best movies of all time. It was one of my like hyperfixations, I think, in high school or whatever when it first came out. But yeah, I've had a lovely first day. I saw so much. I have walked my feet off. By the time my watch died, I had already reached 11,000 steps. And that didn't include the airport this morning because for some reason, I think before it like maybe jumped on to Wi-Fi or something like that before my SIM card, I don't know. It didn't calculate. So it had given me like a couple hundred steps by the time I got to the Elizabeth line this morning. And I definitely had more than that. But yeah, I've seen so much. I might have to do multiple London vlogs. We'll see how long this gets. Tomorrow is going to be an exciting day, even though most of it's not going to be spent in London, technically, I think, because I'm going to Hampton Court Palace. So Hampton Court Palace is like 1 hour on the tube. It's super, super easy. And then we're coming back in the evening and seeing Titanic, which I'm so excited about. I was originally thinking about dressing up in my duck dress, but it's meant to be, I think, like 84 degrees tomorrow, and I'm not wearing the duck dress if it is that warm. I will wear the Heart of the Ocean because I brought mine, even though it doesn't go with the duck dress. But I definitely won't wear full costume if it's going to be that warm, even though it would probably be pretty cool. But I'm super excited to see it. That was the first show that I booked for this trip. And I'm sure it won't be nearly as good or as meaningful as Pride, but it should be a really just fun time and hopefully no tears. So anyway, let me show you this room real quick before it gets messy, and then I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm standing in the corner of the room by the window. So we've got the window here. You saw the view. I don't know. Oh yeah, I can lift this up. You can see a better view. Here we go. Beautiful historical buildings. St. Paul's in the background. This is room 408, by the way. And then we've got the bed here. Oh, hi. Mirror, which helps with the brightness too. I don't remember if the other room had that. This bed, all of their beds are really interesting because they actually raise and lower and kind of shove themselves up. Let's see if we can demonstrate that. That's what this button is for. So, oh, hello. Okay, she's squeaky. She's definitely squeaky, but that's gonna make the bed go flat. So you can see it is lower now. Obviously, I can't get far enough away from it without setting up a full tripod. This room has a place to put a suitcase, which is wonderful. The other room did not have that. However, it does have this. It has a fridge. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It has a fridge. I don't think the other room had a fridge. Okay, well, that might be worth it right there. There we go. Light, place for suitcase, place to actually walk around, separate bathroom, view, and ta-da, fridge. And then over here, we've got the sink in the room with a little shelf area underneath. Got some waters over there. We have space to hang stuff as well, which is really great. Again, I don't think the other room had that. And I have all dresses, and they would really love to just get unpacked and hang out there. And then, why does it... Oh, that's weird. Okay, so it's a separate door into the shower. Decent space in the shower, like it's not that small, and I feel like it will still seem bright in there because of these frosted windows. And then we have another frosted door into the toilet room. Very interesting. So yeah, this room is so much better than the other one. We also have a full-length mirror, which is great. And this looks like it's a lighted makeup mirror, so that should be decent for putting on makeup. But if that's not, this mirror actually has a really, really nice light because of our lovely window. So yeah, now we're ready to crash. Let's find something on the TV, eat some brie, and go to sleep. I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is time for London day 2, except not really London because we're going to Hampton Court Palace. I am super excited to get over there. First, we're going to go downstairs and have some breakfast in the hotel, but I'm already ready and I'm very excited for the day, Titanic in the evening. And I do want to point out a couple of things now that I've stayed in this room, just to give my honest thoughts in case any of you were considering staying in the hotel. Obviously, the biggest thing was the bait and switch from yesterday. That's a big thing. So book like the premium queen or the whatever they call it, the deluxe queen, the one step up from the basic queen, because this room size-wise is great. And the added benefit of the fridge is so great. I mean, being able to put my brie in there, my oranges in there, my water in there to keep everything nice and cold has been great. And the reason that I had switched to this hotel anyway was because of the air conditioning. I was worried when I first got here because it did not feel very cold, but I put it on and I actually was wearing a sweater earlier this morning right when I got out of bed because it was even like that cold. It maxes at the bottom at 18 degrees Celsius. I still haven't looked up what that is. I'll put it on the screen right here. Maybe that's a reasonable amount. But I am used to colder rooms. So a couple things though. The biggest thing, and what I would say is the biggest issue with this room, and part of the reason why I woke up way too early this morning and could not get back to sleep, is the vanity mirror. This vanity mirror, the light right now is on bright mode. It only goes to low mode. It does not seem to go off. I'm going to ask them about that when I go downstairs this morning because that is ridiculous. Like, it's a pretty bright light. So if you are used to sleeping in a dark room, it's not dark. The blackout blinds on the window are fantastic. You can't see a little speck of light through that whatsoever. But that is a problem. The other problem is that the bed is honestly very hard. So if you like a firm bed, and I mean like a firm bed, and also fairly hard pillows, like they squish and then become hard, then you'll be great. But if you like a softer bed or even a medium soft bed, this is maybe not the bed for you. A couple of other minor issues that I had with the room. There's meant to be a heated towel rail in the toilet area for the shower. It doesn't heat. I'm going to let them know about that. I also could not get my phone to cast to the TV. It's supposed to be able to cast. I mean, the instructions are on the TV right now. It does not cast. So I'm going to ask them about both of those issues because that might be a minor thing they could fix during the day. And the only other thing, which is a design thing, is that most of this room is actually very well designed, but there's no place to hang your towels anywhere near the shower or sink. Like, no place to hang a hand towel, a face towel, etc. There's a cubby for your towels, which is not how towels dry. So that's a little weird. Otherwise, though, everything is going great. I'm looking forward to the breakfast. Let's go downstairs and see how it is. And then we're going to go catch that train to Hampton Court. So I'm on board my train down to Hampton Court Palace, except that there was a bit of a kerfuffle once I got to the station, because all of the trains are delayed / canceled. So the Hampton Court Palace train canceled. The first train that I went over to for Kingston, which is the alternate station, delayed to the point where they sent me to a different one. And so I am now on another train that will hopefully leave we're already delayed at least somewhat. I guess there's a signal issue somewhere down the line around Wimbledon, and it's causing all of the trains to be delayed or canceled. So hopefully I'll get over there. The breakfast was quite good, by the way. I will try to remember to film it on one of the other mornings because I just wanted to kind of see what was there for myself. But it was your basics: sausage, eggs, toast, yogurt. Yeah, it was decent. And yeah, hopefully I'll make it to Hampton Court Palace. I'll update you when we get there. We have made it to Hampton Court Palace. Just as an FYI, the map, like Google Maps, tells you to get off at the wrong bus stop. So go one stop further than what your Google Map says. But we're here. We had to kind of walk around the palace walls. And now we're gonna check it out. I think I'd like to go inside first, but there's also lots of gardens here. I know there's meant to be a really cool garden maze. So yeah, this is awesome. Let's go discover Hampton Court Palace.
500 years late for Elizabeth I's checkout. Elizabeth is definitely not someone you want to keep waiting, and I should know. I mean, after all, Elizabeth and I are besties. We even got nicknames for each other. I call her Your Majesty, and she calls me Dr. Lopez. Just a little thing we do. But even being such close buddies, I'll be in big trouble if I don't get home soon.
Hello and welcome. My name is Lawrence and this is the King's private dining room. The paintings you see on the wall belonged to, the set known as the Hampton Court Beauties, a selection of ladies who were part of Mary II and William III's court. Predominantly they were members of Mary's court. These were made by Mary to celebrate the fact she had a very large court and that the ladies present were the most beautiful amongst them. Unfortunately, when Mary passed away in 1694, the ladies at court were unfortunately forced to leave, as without a queen, ladies are not really meant to be at court. So when William was around, he has the paintings put up to remind himself not only of the beauty that once graced his wife's court, but also potentially to find a possible suitor, or at the very least a potential partner from one of them.
There is a shop here from the Royal School of Needlework, and the samples are amazing. So that is it for the interior Hampton Court Palace tour, rooms, etc. It was very interesting. I enjoyed the audio guide, which is free, so that was very nice. And normally I would be all over the grounds, like going and looking at all the grounds. There's a maze on the grounds, which is really cool. I love a maze. But for one thing, my feet feel like they're gonna fall off. I'm only at, I think, 8,000 steps today so far, considering it's 2 o'clock, but it's quite a lot of steps. And the bigger thing is that it's 82 degrees, so it's very warm. Thank goodness for my fan. Especially inside actually was far worse than it is out here. Out here in the shade, it's really not too bad. But in the sun, where much of the gardens, of course, are, it's going to be a lot warmer. And I think I need seats and refreshment. I've luckily just filled up my water bottle, but I was running low on that as well. And so I'm looking for the cafe. And then I think I'm going to head back to the train, unless I am completely revitalized by the cafe, at which point maybe I will try the maze. But I do want to get back to London with obviously plenty of time to spare before my show at 7. I would like the chance to go back to the hotel room. I don't need to, but I would love to, just to be able to freshen up. And with the way that the trains were running this morning, that makes me quite a bit nervous. So I think cafe is in order, and then we'll see if I can do any more of these grounds, or if it is time to head back to London. So I did have a nice sit and a decent Caesar salad and a really not so nice matcha latte that makes me wish I was at Blank Street. But it is too hot and sunny. So I'm bailing. I'm gonna go catch the train back. I think there's a train in like 20 minutes, and hopefully things are running on time. And if we wind up with extra time, maybe we'll do something in London. But otherwise, my air-conditioned room is calling me for a little bit of a lay down before the theater tonight. Super quick update. Obviously, I'm back at the hotel. Luckily, the trains were running on time, so that was actually nice and easy. And the train, at least, is air conditioned, so it's great. The bus was stifling. But if you are in London when it's super, super hot and the bus is stifling, the back of the bus on the first floor does seem to be the place to be. I tried going upstairs at first because I like to see the view out of the upstairs, but it was at least, I don't know, I'd almost say like 10 degrees hotter upstairs than downstairs. And I think the back of the bus was maybe very slightly cooler than towards where the door opens. In any case, I'm back at the room, and I forgot to mention this morning that I told them about the light issue for the vanity mirror, and they fixed it. So it was supposed to be like a quick tap on, tap off, and that was not working yesterday / this morning, or it was really yesterday when I tried it. It is now working, so yay. Also, the heated towel rail, it's a two-step process. It's not just the switch. There's also a dial, I guess, on the rail itself. So they explained that to me. I haven't tried the casting yet. I did mention it to them. Hopefully it will be better, but hard to say. You know, it could be my phone having the issue as well. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a nap for maybe an hour. I think I've got time. And then let's go to Titanic. This is such a petite little theater. It's adorable. It's amazing to me that these count as like West End houses when they're so small. Even yesterday's wasn't pretty small. And I'm quite close to the stage. There's just this overhang of a balcony, but I'm in row E, seat 2. That was such a fun and silly show. I really enjoyed that. Totally the opposite of yesterday, just like light, silly, funny all the way through, especially the improvised parts. Like there were 2 actors who were late for a scene, and then they wound up referencing that again later. For example, we had 3 understudies on who were amazing, like freaking amazing. It was these folks right here were all the understudies who are on tonight. And so like that was kind of called out and used, especially for Rose. But yeah, it was just, wow, such a funny show. I'm really glad that I saw that one, just light and funny. And Jack liked my necklace because he saw it at the end. But yeah, it was really just a fun time. Oh, hello. I'm getting a light show behind me. You can like change the lights in here, but I've yet to actually turn them on. But I think they turn on automatically when you turn on the overall room lights. So hopefully that is not bothering you guys too much. But in any case, afterwards, I went over to an M&S that was like a few blocks away from the theater because I didn't eat dinner. I just had some chips. And yeah, and by chips, I mean the American chips. I had What's-Its, which are like Cheetos, and an orange. And the Waitrose that's over here is closed. Everything over here seems to be closed. So I was like, let's take advantage. Let's get some food over there. So I did, but now I'm back and I'm going to eat my food and I'm going to go to sleep. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a very, 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 very hot Bletchley Park. Keep your fingers crossed for me, guys, because it is literally, last I checked, supposed to be 88 degrees tomorrow. That's not good. Okay, let's face it, this video has gotten far too long, and frankly, it needs to be split up into 2 London vlogs. So I will see you back here very soon for the continuation of the London vlog series, or this London and Ireland adventure series. If you enjoyed this video though, please go ahead and click the thumbs up icon. And if you'd like to see more videos like this from me, including the rest of the series, please go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. I do post videos here on YouTube at least once a week, usually with sewing vlogs out on Tuesdays, and sometimes with additional costuming or sewing related content out on Saturdays, but I post every day over on my Instagram, so please go follow me on Instagram. That's at Lady Rebecca Fashions. And if you'd like to help support all of the work that I do on this channel, I do have links to my Patreon and my Ko-fi down in the description below, or you can send me a super thanks or join my YouTube channel memberships right here on YouTube below the video. I'd also like to give a special shout out to my Edwardian level patrons, Jean and Kim. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Happy sewing!